Hey there, it is Chair SD here. I am your coach of the Seattle Pidgeots, and we are here for the battle analysis for week number 7 of the IBL Season 6 against Coach Nico and his England Ampharos. Coming into this, we started the season 4-0, riding high. Um, Tops in the league, and we lost one game, or we lost week 5 on a 50-50 or a 30% uh, icicle crash flinch. And then week number 6, last week against Uzi, um, we got demolished by Hoopa. And so we are now 4-2 coming into this week. And really coming into this week, I didn't prep very long. I kind of just threw some stuff together. You can see his team here: Megalopony, Zeraora, Latias, Ferrothorn, Tornadus, Inteleon, Chandelure, Sylveon, Piloswine, Oricorio, Shuckle, and Alolan Persian. This is the team that I brought. I didn't prep. Yeah, so what I was saying, I was kind of down on myself, I think. And I didn't prep very well, and I didn't prep very long. And I just didn't. I guess I wasn't motivated enough to prep enough. I think so. Yeah. So trying to get out of the slump here. We brought Spaghetti, the mixed defensive Rocky Helmet, Tangrowth. This was here for the Zeraora, for the Lopunny, with the Rocky Helmet to switch in on the Fake Outs, on the Plasma Fists. Basically stopped Zeraora in most situations because he doesn't have Hidden Power Ice. The best he could do would be like a sub-Calm Mind set where Thunderbolt and maybe Aura Sphere could do a lot to my team. But also Garchomp stopped that pretty well. So Garchomp are bringing a fast, for the first time since week 1, really, pretty offensive Garchomp with max attack and pretty close to max speed, with 3 attacks plus Stealth Rock. This was a good check to Zeraora as well, if he is special. Obviously, as play rough if he's physical, but yeah. And then this kind of doesn't have a switch in on his team other than maybe Piloswine, and Iron Head for the Sylveon. And then Dragon Claw, Earthquake pretty much hits everything. So if I can get it in on stuff like Ferrothorn, on stuff like maybe Tornadus or Shuckle, stuff that can't really hit the Garchomp, that would have been good for me. I had a kind of bulky Defog Taunt Skuntank here for the Ferrothorn to taunt it, defog away hazards. We had a Salad Berry Bulk Up Substitute Blaziken that could set up on Ferrothorn if he decided to let me. And basically at +2 with a speed boost, I could take out his entire team minus the Latios, I think, in one hit. So that's pretty cool. And if I was in Blaze, then I could with a +2 Fire Punch. So that's pretty cool. Then we had White Herb Halucha with Close Combat Acrobatics, Substitute Swords Dance. Yeah, this didn't really work, but it was okay. We had leftovers, especially defensive Rotom Wash for things like the Tornadus, for the Inteleon, and stuff like that. I should have had Defog. Excuse me, on this Rotom instead of on the Skuntank, because Skuntank was really pressured by things a lot more than Rotom was. So yeah, that's the 6 that we brought. Let's go right into the game. He brings the Zeraora, the Lopunny, the Latias, the Piloswine, the Ferrothorn, and the Sylveon. Basically everything I expected, minus I thought Inteleon could have come over Sylveon. But basically, I knew Piloswine was coming, I knew Ferrothorn was coming, I knew Latias was coming, and I knew the other two, the Zeraora, the Fast Boys, were coming as well. So I lead with the Rotom, and I just want to burn this thing. I know I can live any hit. So it does 48 with the Plasma Fists, and I do get off the burn. Here, I go for... He goes into Sylveon, I go for the Pain Split, get basically back up to full with leftovers. So basically he reveals that he has Heal Bell by bringing that in so quickly. I go into Skuntank, wanting to force him out after he Heal Bells. He actually protects as I go for Poison Jab. And then here I go for, I think I go for Taunt. I do, expecting him to go to Ferrothorn, but he goes into Piloswine. Piloswine's pretty free for Rotom, so he doubles though into the Latios. I go for Volt Switch as he goes back into Piloswine, which is interesting because Piloswine does not do much to Rotom, and I get big half chunk on the Piloswine there. I expect Zeraora to come in or the Ferrothorn, so I go for Will-O-Wisp on the second turn there. He goes Sylveon, I go into the Tangrowth on a double, and I miss a Toxic, which didn't really matter because he has Heal Bell, but I thought he might go into the Latios on the Tangrowth. He wishes back his Piloswine, and it kind of goes downhill from here. He goes for the Earthquake. Again, I'm able to force him out with Rotom. This time he goes into Ferrothorn as I click Hydro Pump. Here I go for the Will-O-Wisp, and I miss. That's pretty big. He's able to get up a Spike for free. I go for the Volt Switch, and I go into the Skuntank. I should have had Flamethrower on here to be able to deal with this Ferrothorn, really. So I go for Taunt. I should have gone for Defog there, but I didn't want him to set up another Spike on my Defog, because he would have been slower, obviously. And I have the free switch into the Rotom. I go for the Volt Switch, expecting Ferrothorn this time. He goes into the Zeraora. Then he goes into the Sylveon. I expect him to swap again. He does, so I go back into the Skuntank. But as you can see, because I'm not Boots, I'm getting worn down here. I should have had Pain Split on this thing with Defog and maybe Flamethrower instead of Taunt. And then just the Poison move. That probably would have been better in this matchup, but who knows. So yeah, so just kind of continues to be kind of stally. Skuntank gets worn down eventually. He goes for Heal Bell, continues to heal up his team, and basically wear down my Defogger in the process. I go for the Poison Jab there. I do snag the poison, which is nice. And go into Rotom. He goes for the Earthquake. Again, Rotom pretty free on the Piloswine. And if I had Defog on there, it would have been such a better matchup for Rotom instead of Pain Split, because I could have just Defogged on the turns he switches out from the Piloswine, but he's able to get a second layer Spike. I go for Taunt here, terrible play on my part, and I didn't calc it either, so he's able to take me out with a Gyro Ball, and he has 2 Spikes and a Stealth Rock up, and that's just basically going to be terrible for my team. I'm pretty tilted at this point. He goes into Piloswine. I go for a Bulk Up. I get my Salic with a second substitute, but I know that I can be easily revenged by anything, really. The Lopunny or this thing, who takes a Fire Punch pretty easily, but does kill me. Ironhead from Garchomp is able to take out the Sylveon, but he's able to go into the Latios there, force me out into Rotom, which can't really touch this thing, and basically call game with one Calm Mind. I set up a sub just in case he wants to get greedy. I go for the Acrobatics as he kills me. Does nothing, obviously, because I still have my item, and he has Energy Ball anyway, so he can take out the Rotom, and then he's able to take out my other Pokemon with Ice Beam. So yeah, pretty... I think I had the right idea bring in the Mons I did. I think I had the right idea of which Mons to bring, and I think I had the right idea of the sets, but I messed up two things. I should have had Defog on Rotom instead of the Skuntank, and Skuntank should have had Flamethrower and or maybe Pain Split on the Skuntank with Boots. I think would have been better, or just a more offensive variant even, to do damage to the Piloswine on swap-ins and stuff. And if Rotom had Defog, the whole game would have been different, because anytime he brought in Piloswine, I get a free Rotom, which is a free Defog on whatever he switches into. And then at that point, Skuntank is still alive to deal with the Latios, who had Psychic Move, Ice Move, Energy Ball, which if I was a bulky Skuntank with Throat Chop, I 2-hit KO, and then either I go down to a +1 Ice Beam after living one hit, or and then I can go into Hawlucha and Revenge, hopefully. And the Hawlucha set was bad. I should have had maybe Focus Sash, or even, yeah, if I had a coverage move, basically, if I had like Throat Chop or X-Scissor, or even just Brave Bird instead of Acrobatics, it would have been a lot better for me. But yeah, so you can see we dropped to 4-3. We play Coach Jungle Cat and his New York Piplups next week. That's going to be a rough matchup, I think, just looking at it on paper. He's got the Jirachi, which is annoying. He's got the Mega Blastoise, which is terrifying. He's got the Haxorus, which is terrifying. Yeah, so we'll see what happens then. But yeah, GG to my man Nico and his England Ampharos. They were, I believe they're 3-4 now. Yeah, so they were 2-4 coming in. We were 4-2. Yeah, Latios pretty threatening versus my team, obviously. And yeah, just a quick update on the standings, maybe real quick. So we were first, obviously, in the league. Woodsy's still undefeated. Portland's Lee has bounced back to 5-2 after starting 1-2, I think. And then Uzi at 5-2. The Toronto Toxicity, which is Darkrai, just won their game today, so they're actually 5-2, and they've taken over the lead in our division. Yeah, so we're now second in the division. I believe Ryan lost as well today. Yeah, he I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so anyway, so next week we'll try and bounce back and get to 5-3 here. Differential's still good. We've lost 3-0, 4-0, and 1-0. So not terrible losses at all. Yeah, it's been tough the last 3 weeks, just kind of tilting for me. I don't know why, but whatever. We'll bounce back next week. And yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you liked. Leave a sub if you're not subscribed already. Tell all your friends that they can find cool content here. And yeah, maybe I might have a OU Showdown Live come up sooner or later. We'll see what happens with that. And then Woods game from this week is also going up, I think, probably tomorrow. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate the support, even through the rough times. Shout out Glitch for the sick Mount Fire remix. Anyway, I'm rambling. Bye-bye.